You found Channel 13. Keep watching. Keep watching. Keep watching. Keep watching. Keep watching. This transmission carries with it nothing of value.
There it is. That's what I needed. The Yingling light. I went to the Cleveland Comic-Con today. I forgot my Record Everything glasses. Or the Fan Expo, which was Wizard World. I don't know what's happening there. I don't pay attention to cons and the drama.
Wizard World was horrendous and no one wanted to go and it was overpriced, so they changed the name so people would go.
It wasn't, the prices weren't too bad. Ella got to meet William Shatner for $130.
Well, I don't know if that's a lot or not. I'm saying like ticket prices.
For him, there were probably about 400 people that went through and saw him. For a half an hour, he sat in a chair. We were blocked by plastic. He was very sweet to Ella. Ella wouldn't look at him. She was very nervous. And he just was like, oh, because it was a kid dressed like Captain Kirk.
Picture.
It was a kid dressed like Captain Kirk. And the rest of the family was clearly not like Trekkies. Like she was not being forced into it. And I think he read that situation pretty well, where he was just like, oh, like an actual like little kid likes me from 50 fucking years ago. 60. All right. So we watched Robocop.
Great.
We watched Robocop.
We sure did.
Robocop.
From the 80s, not from the teens.
No, that I don't even want to talk about the new RoboCop. That is the Hollywood, like, we don't know what's going on and we are completely confused. Like, we don't get. There are people who get RoboCop and people who don't. Like, RoboCop's a fucking joke. Like, it's a satire. It's they're making fun of society and they're making fun of like corporate America. They're making fun of like the news, how the news just like, they're smiling and they're just like, oh, so they've decided to build a new nuclear bomb and that's the city's last defense. Like, they're just making fun of like how we live, and it's probably more relevant now, but and then there's people who just see it as a stupid 80s action movie. And the people who made the new RoboCop saw it as a stupid 80s action movie. It was just a stupid, like, you know, people getting blown up. But, like, the excessive violence in this movie is just fills me with such love for this movie. I don't even know how to describe, like, how much I love this movie. Just that first moment where Ed 209 goes out of, like, complete...
Yeah. No, that's great.
And then the answer is just like, it's just a glitch. We'll work it out.
Dick, I'm very disappointed. Sure, it's only a glitch.
The guy's just completely blown apart in the meeting room.
And they didn't kill like a lonely guy or a lowly guy. Like they killed like an executive, you know, like a white shirt.
Yeah. I mean, it just kept going. It just kept shooting while he was like on the table. It was great.
Right.
But his only crime was owning a weapon.
It's not even that. Like the scientist is yelling. I watch a lot of movies now with my closed caption on because I miss it reports everything being said in the background. I've never noticed the guy in the back, and I read it saying like he didn't hear the gun drop. Like he's just that was the problem.
I actually read that they had to re-edit the movie about like 10 different times to get it out of an X rating and to actually make it into an R rating just because of the gratuitous violence that was in it. Like as far as even when Murphy was first killed, I guess there was a lot more blood and a lot more gore to it than what they actually ended up cutting, you know.
Well, yeah, but he stands there. He stands up while taking 600 shotgun shots. Like it starts out like realistic, where he's just going, and he just blows his hand off. But then he stands up,
Red
and like
Foreman.
8 guys are
great
just shooting him,
blow-up.
and he's just going, It's such a good
He's
scene.
convicted. He's harder to kill.
He is. He's.
If you have convictions, it's like PCP.
In the second one, they talk about because he had a strong moral code and he was raised a Catholic, that's why he was like the original Robocop worked.
Yeah, he makes chicken. Yeah. Like, oh, that's joke.
Fried chicken, what the hell?
What the hell fried the chicken?
Yeah.
I like how he would be an awful cop in reality. He's just slow and he can't sneak up on anybody.
But that's the-
all he's got are guns.
That's the joke. I mean, like you're not
I know, I'm
arresting.
just,
You're
like,
not
laughing at the idea
right.
of
You're
it.
not arresting anyone. You're built to just start shooting people immediately. The like convenience store robbery where it just turns around and the guy breaks the
Has
laws
the
of physics.
biggest gun in the world.
Yeah. And he's just screaming, fuck me, fuck me, fuck me, and shooting Robocop. Tries to run out, and Robocop hits him in the neck, and the guy continues on his course. Which doesn't make any sense, and he just flips, like, continuing. So that guy also was on, like, an unstoppable trajectory. We haven't even gotten
And then
into
he
the
just leaves
story.
him
I don't
there.
think we need to explain Robocop. Like,
Everyone's seen RoboCop.
if you haven't, you suck. Like you're a
you should be
fucking
watching this if you haven't.
piece of shit. You're
Any movie that we talk about, you better have seen, or we're gonna ruin it for you.
right. I mean, everybody knows it. all of me that
Sick.
repeatedly watch
all 50 people that. Right.
No. 50? No. It's like 15 people outside of us, maybe 25 right now. Got
Oh,
67
you guys watch the show?
subscribers. I mean, my computer does while I set it on loop.
Yeah, I can't sit there.
I have a computer in my. Oh God, no. Who would?
Who can?
Hey, if you can, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. We have a Patreon. Go there, give us money, and maybe we enter you into a contest. You can win Dave's signed GIMP action figure.
No, you can't.
Nope, yeah, I'm giving that up.
No, that's.
That's mine.
No. It's ours.
Maybe the signed Laserdisc, but not the action figure.
Really? You give up the Laserdisc over the action figure for the GIMP?
Yeah. He's a 4-second part in the movie. His signature doesn't even belong on the cover.
Detroit is exactly how it is. Are we past RoboCop? I didn't actually.
I think it was 2029. I think I heard
I
that.
meant to catch the date just to be sure, like how close we are. But it's 2029, and they still have CRT TVs, so this thing's right out. Like the guy had, like, the dad from that '70s show pulls out.
Yeah,
Everyone's
Red
like,
Foreman.
"Oh, he pulls out a DVD. They predicted the future." Like they already had CD movies. Like it's fine, but he's also had a reel-to-reel, like on that huge.
Well, that's for his adult entertainment.
on a,
They're still watching that stuff in the future.
but that, or like, was it for music? Like, hey, I just bought this Jethro Tull. But reel-to-reels were dead by the time this movie
In the 80s.
We never had a reel-to-reel. I don't remember it.
Maybe it was cool like vinyl is to people.
You did offer a VHS tape to anybody who. 'Cause we were making fun of old technology, but like Ben's trying to give away a VHS tape. We're making fun of the real.
But that's what I was saying. Like, it's probably like vinyl maybe to people in the 80s to get the old-fashioned way of like, you got to hear the pops in this.
VHS tapes are collectible right now. You don't go and buy a $10,000 stereo system with a reel-to-reel when you have like a CD player and all that shit. And like reel-to-reels were dead by then anyways. I would assume. I don't know. It didn't even have a record player like that I saw. So like, why the reel-to-reel?
Well,
Why the CRT TV with all of that if it's in the future? Because you didn't know. You didn't know about flat
Didn't know.
screens.
yeah, at least Back to the Future made it on a Windows screen, so they kind of were closer than still having CRTs.
Right.
But that's a technology we're gonna pick on for RoboCop. It's just that. Like,
Yes, reel-to-reel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm picking on reel-to-reels. I'm picking on all of it. But like Showgirls, like I've always looked at it like, were you trying to make a joke movie, and then like no one understood that you were trying to make a joke? I don't get I don't get Showgirls.
It absolutely. It 100% has to be a joke because of simply the sex scene in the pool is so ridiculous that it's made by someone who's never had sex, seen sex, or seen a Sears catalog, and then, or it's, a complete joke. There's no way that movie's
it's like
real.
dolphin sex. It's just.
It is. It's totally dolphin sex. 100%.
Yeah, it's weird.
I think I've said this to you guys already, but I have a like pin the tail on the donkey of Elizabeth Berkley from Showgirls, but it's pinned the tassel on the boobie, and it came from my special edition of or limited edition, whatever, of Showgirls.
I just like that you
comes with
own the limited edition of Showgirls.
You're gonna pass that up at the record exchange
Yes.
for $4?
Yep.
Nope.
Wait, they gave you $4?
No, I gave them $4.
Oh, then
and
you got
I
ripped
even
off.
gave the country money.
You got
for
ripped
the
off.
opportunity to buy it.
You got ripped off. Yeah,
It's a
absolutely.
DVD, Ben. It's a digital video disc.
Mm-hmm.
I can jump to the dolphin scene if I want to.
Is that
Which
is
I
that-
don't,
Is that
and
a
I've never
chapter
once turned it on.
dolphin sex?
It should be.
Like, why is Kyle
did
MacLachlan
that,
in
too.
that? Paul Verhoeven borrows a lot of people from David Lynch. He's got Abel Ferrara in this one. There's someone
Who's
else.
yeah,
Abel
he is.
Ferrara's in Twin Peaks, and
No, but who is that in this movie?
he was the guy who creates
He was
RoboCop.
one of the bad guys.
He's no. He's the guy who gets shot by. He's the guy who has the reel-to-reel.
The guy who gets killed by Red Foreman?
Yes, that's his name.
I guess
Red
also
Foreman.
from
And then Ray Wise is the guy who gets like pulled out of the club by his hair. He plays Laura's
Right.
dad.
He was
Yeah,
the dad.
He's
Laura's
Leland.
Dad. Yeah.
Leland Palmer.
Twin Peaks. So I bought it and I was all excited to watch it because everyone loves it so much. But I feel like it's one of those shows that you can't like just haphazardly watch. I'm supposed to like pay attention to the background colors and shit. Like I don't watch TV full focus an hour at a time anymore. You know what I mean? Like so I just.
He's
I don't
one of
get- I don't get
those
into
like
it.
he's one of
Yeah.
those that drives me nuts where he's just like, there's a secret meaning in this. Like, is it only meaningful to you? Yep. Then it's not a secret meaning. It's just bullshit. I don't care. Do you know what I mean? Like he talks about Mulholland Drive, which is a movie I enjoy, but he goes like, what does it actually mean? It means something to you, you arty fuck. Like I don't care. It's a good movie. It's entertaining. I just imagine she's dying and reimagining shit. That's all. It's kind of creepy. I enjoy Blue Velvet. I enjoy these movies, but like
Oh yeah, I like Blue Velvet.
outside where you get into like him, he's the weird for weird for sake of being weird. Do you understand? You know what I mean? Like, oh, wouldn't this blow people's minds if I did this? A lot of time for me. And I know a lot of he's got, like everybody else, he's got cult members that no, there's meaning behind what he's saying. Like, yeah, there's meaning behind.
There's meaning behind everything that everyone
Right.
says. It just doesn't have to be special.
Right. And it's just, he's not, I don't know what, I don't know how to put him, but.
And him saying like, I went to a gas station in Indiana and it looked like this, so I made sure to put it in the video, is not meaning behind it. That's just something that you can say on the director's commentary.
Right.
You know, like it's not, yeah, that stuff's the garbage. But anyway, RoboCop.
RoboCop. So, but this movie is, it's a movie I appreciate more as I get older. Because when I was younger, obviously I was sitting there at 9 years old going, what a wonderful social satire. To me, it was a stupid action movie that was just awesome, right? And
Right.
I can't believe I fucking watched this when I was a kid. Like, this movie is bonkers.
I watched.
It's very
I watched
violent.
it I watched it like a friend's birthday party.
Mark was
in,
probably like
sixth
45
grade
when
or
it came
something like
out.
that. Yeah, I was 45.
Yeah, Mark was
We
45 and went to a
Nickelodeon.
sixth grader's
And-
sleepover.
Took them all to RoboCop at the drive-in.
Yep.
Don't say anything if it's true.
Yeah, but I saw it in sixth grade at a friend's birthday party, and like his mom like rented the movie for us. We went to the video store and got it, and she was like in the room watching it with us and was not shocked by it.
She was just like, "Oh,
Like,
look
we
at
were
him,
sitting there, like,
everybody. Oh, so that's a nice move where like he's making out with this girl." But how you get a man's attention is you just dump some cocaine in your cleavage, and then he'll pay attention to you. And now you got a threesome. Kids.
Thanks, Mom.
Who wants to come?
Yeah,
There's
so then that's how you end up.
rolls.
That's how you end up getting killed. That's how you end up getting killed.
I just love how they leave.
Because
And
Red
she's like, are you
Foreman's
going to
gonna
call me?
Yeah, it's pretty good. There's a lot of funny parts.
He
of
went and
this
got
movie.
hookers.
I think it stood up.
And that lady was like clearly 45 and trying to get home to her kid. Like the lady in the green that I was just like, that is the oldest lady hooker. Like you went to like pick up a mom. Like I'm going to celebrate. I got two like 48-year-old women. Did you take
Right
your
before Red Foreman kills that one bad guy, I love that the hooker's like, make sure you call me.
Right.
Like she's getting,
I
like,
just said
he's
that.
clearly about to die.
I just said that. I just said it.
He
I
did.
just said it.
I didn't hear you say that line.
And you don't pay attention to shit.
Not the coke part. Is that the same girl?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Make sure you call me.
Dude,
Yeah.
You know how, like, Ben, you say
Buy
that
that
you
for
always
$1.
forget everything, like, until we talk about it, you're like, oh, yeah, that scene, or oh, yeah, that scene.
I don't say that.
You say it all the time,
I've never
actually.
said it. I remember that. I would remember that if I said it.
You remember that you didn't say it? But I watched this movie in preparation for this, and then somehow like went to the bathroom or went and did something and missed the part where the dude slams into the toxic waste.
Oh.
And I was so happy that Mark brought it up because like, oh my god, I missed that part. I gotta go back and like got to like remember it, went back and watched it, and it was so wonderfully bad.
His reaction
like,
of just-
you see his real lip
Oh, it's
underneath
so
his
good.
toxic lip,
Right.
and like it was just glorious.
I haven't watched this movie in a while, so I have RoboCop 1 and 2 just kind of mashed into one movie in this. Because, like, I was like, wait, when did they take the, like, jackhammer and, like, pull them apart? And that part is in part 2. But then I'm curious if this guy can just deal with, like, tons of bullets shooting at him. How could Red Foreman just ram a metal bar through his chest? I'm unclear on how that worked. Why are his stomach muscles made out of plastic? That's not a good robot design. They're like, metal
like
here, plastic.
I like that he has a knife that pops out of his hand that goes into computers that lets him
It's a
like,
data
download his
spike,
brain
moron.
right into it.
It's called
I
a
think
data
so
spike.
fucking funny.
And that's
a real thing?
No, but it's apparently everybody has them.
It was just like a USB cord or something. Like it was in this TV wall at the office.
The misunderstanding between now is the 2014 RoboCop or whatever. Like that movie was so fucking stupid. Like it.
I never saw it.
Oh my
Was
god!
it its own storyline or was it a remake?
It was a remake, and it was like
it was a remake,
and
yeah.
then randomly the guy who played. To make it worse, they had Jackie Earle Haley, who played the new Freddy Krueger in the new like Nightmare on Elm Street. Just randomly goes, well, I'll buy that for $1. Like,
That's the only thing they did for that whole bit and the whole thing.
right. Instead, it's a
ridiculous.
stupid TV show that everyone watches because it's basically Idiocracy, where someone's just everyone watches
yeah.
this TV show that a guy's just going, I'll buy that for $1, and everyone's just like, ha ha, like knee
got that
But
slap.
numerous levels of humans in the movie, different like levels of society people reference the show. Like literally everybody in New Detroit or whatever watches the show. There's no reason for them to make one second joke about it. They should they couldn't have overkilled it in the remake because they do it honestly like 12 times.
Right.
In the first one, do we hear that bit? Like
They just like pan to a TV, like, I'll buy that for it. And it's a stupid TV. We know it's a stupid TV show, but everyone's just like knee slapping.
But even like they use it when it doesn't make any like sense. Like the two of the dudes were talking about ladies, and the one guy was like, "Yeah, I'd buy that for $1."
Right.
And it's like, you'd buy what for? What?
Two ladies.
That's not how
I would
that's what
buy
she
two
said
ladies
works,
for
you know?
$1. That seems like a good deal.
I do not want those ladies.
I mean, they'd make good hamburgers if you grind them up right.
I cannot wait to see the zoom in of that.
You know. Yeah, but I don't even think the remake even kind of like hinges on the thing of like, oh, this is like a capitalist society that's gone out of control where corporations are trying to take over the police force. People are just dumb or criminals, blah blah blah, and it gets into. I don't think the new one doesn't even get into like that type of depth. I can't even say that.
Mark, listen.
RoboCop is that deep.
What I want is something really fast. It gets really shitty gas mileage.
Something with reclining leather seats that goes really fast and gets really shitty gas mileage. How about the 6000 SUX? Yeah. Okay, sure.
And it's great.
That's a great demand.
That's such a great
when you're
line.
holding the mayor prisoner, you say, I want a fast car. It gets really, and they have like just a stupid like 6000 SUX. Yeah. It's just like the American car that sucks.
Yeah. Oh God, I love that.
The commercial for it with the dinosaur.
Like that was so. That's one of those things. That's like, is this the first time someone made the 420 joke? Like it's just that thing of like, is SU like that? Right. Everyone knew what they were doing, right? Like it's just that moment of like, this was a joke in '84. It had to have been.
100%. Like the shit was already weird then, so it's just like it's just.
Oh yeah, back. Bring that up again. What were you saying about Operative 4?
Operative 4, like. He just gets fired on the spot. Like they didn't have to go through HR, no paperwork had to be given, and nothing. The RoboCop didn't have to get plugged back in to update or anything like that. He just heard he was fired, so they get to start shooting the guy. That's what gets rid of Operative 4. Is just fired on the spot. He can just start blasting you away.
You're fired. Thank you.
I mean, what Operative 4 was like? Operative 4 is like you couldn't arrest anybody who was like a member of the company or a high level of the company.
He snuck it in there.
He snuck it in
but
there.
Like, if you're just gonna sneak things in there, and you didn't want it around, just why didn't you have him wake up and start shooting people? I don't understand. Like,
and did RoboCop even have to be like part human? Couldn't they just make like? Was there reasoning for?
Yeah, I don't know why they kept him human at all. Like they just got rid of his arm that worked because they wanted to, but.
Right, so what had to have to do with his brain or something? Is that what the?
But they kept his eyes, even though he had his whole like computer sensor eyeball thing.
Well, I will say that like in the new one, they kind of tool with the reason why they would keep him partly organic, but they say take off the left arm, take off the left arm.
And then RoboCop eats.
You know, like we own his body.
Yeah, so RoboCop eats. Does that mean RoboCop poops? Like
no, it's only to sustain his organic systems, and who knows how that works. I mean, like it can just expel in different ways, but it's just only to keep his skin. I don't know why you don't just build a robot. I don't know. At this point, this seems like it's
really interested in what you're going to say.
You have to feed his face skin.
Well, I mean, it's got to be just because Ed 209 or whatever went bonkers.
Right, but at the same time, it's not like RoboCop knows anything, and he goes bonkers. He starts having dreams about when he's murdered and starts stomping around. And I love how the guy just is like, I'm going to rob the place, then gas up.
I know.
Don't do anything stupid. Yeah. He's behind bulletproof glass, or that glass does nothing. He's like, don't do anything stupid. Yeah. Smoke.
He was such a weird bad guy. Like, he was just like a weird, balding bad guy. Like, he was just so strange, the who they picked to be in that role.
And he's just like, I love 80s ideas of toxic waste. He's just like, becomes a rubbery human being. Like,
yeah,
you just die.
It makes his fingers fall off,
right.
But he can breathe
so
just kind of harder.
Yeah. It was just like, hey, we got this budget for some special effects crap, so let's just use it.
But then, like, he's so fragile when he gets hit by the car, he just turns into a bucket of water.
He just explodes.
Yeah, that's the best when he gets hit, and it's just like somewhat red-yellow water.
His reaction of just
rust water.
Shit.
I love when they have to scream shit at something and do this with the wheel, and that just goes straight into the bad guy.
Leland Palmer really sticks by Red Foreman. We'll just refer to everybody as what they are in other movies. Leland Palmer really is like supports him. He's like, I'm going to keep on fighting RoboCop instead of getting the fuck out of here for what. Like he could have just been like, Red Foreman's dead. I'm out of here. I'm just gone. I've got my second chance. I got into prison, and now I'm out, and I'm leaving. And
Well, he wants to be the number one. That's why he's the number two. Number one's about to die.
Right.
Become number one that way.
Right.
Like, don't keep going up the ranks.
I like how, like, but they didn't have a point where Red Palmer, like, he gave Red Palmer up, and where that whole, like, wine drinking heroin dealer.
The finger.
He's like, oh, it doesn't bother me. Like, is this a winery? What am I looking at? It's all these, like, old bald guys who are trying to be intimidated. I'm not intimidated by anybody who's bald.
And drinking wine.
But, like, if you're, like, the shaved head bald, yeah, you look like a psycho. But if you're just, like, flaking hair and
Male
you're
pattern
still,
baldness.
yeah, you're still trying to hold on to it, you're, like, the most unfrightening human being.
Love to see a guy like me, a guy like you, out of business.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just not making myself clear. I don't want to fuck with you, Sal. But I got the connection. I got the sales organization.
It's Red Foreman versus Red Foreman, and they're just like, stop jerking me off here, pal. Oh, no, you don't jerk me off here, pal. Oh, hey. And then, like, he's just like, kill this motherfucker. And then everyone pulls their guns out. And I'm like, who is in this place? Like, it seems like Red Foreman brought two other guys with two guns. Why would you even let them bring their guns in? They have, like, shotguns, like, we're going to come in here. Drop your guns at the door. You know what? Fuck this movie. It sucks.
No, this movie
Doesn't make any sense.
Right,
No,
like,
the
it's-
gun thing and the bald people being intimidating thing. Everyone's just like an angry bald person. Everybody looks like fucking shitty insurance salesmen. They're like
They just came from another like movie of filming like a used car dealership.
they should call this movie Robocop versus male pattern baldness. That's what, like
Well, you're gonna lose because he's completely bald. He's got no hair.
he doesn't have skin though.
Yeah.
Yes, he has that like the worst part of alopecia where the back of your head falls off. All I know is Robocop is an awesome movie, except for the fact that there's too many fucking people with male pattern baldness, which makes me sick to my stomach.
I still think you should see it though.
Yeah.
Did this movie get a cartoon?
No, it didn't.
Yes. Yes. There was a
no.
Robocop cartoon.
No. It's a Robocop?
100%.
Yeah,
There's a
I didn't know
Robocop.
I didn't know that.
That
was just a glitch again.
Robert Carp cartoon.
Yeah, it
Oh
was-
yeah, Robert Carp, the
There's a
insurance
river-
salesman. Yeah, he had male pattern baldness, and he sold insurance. Robert Carp. Robert Carp. There was a TV show. There was like RoboCop the series, and there's like a series of movies called RoboCop Dark Justice. No one cares that you have it, Dave. I have it back here too. No one's impressed by it. That's not RoboCop versus Terminator, anyways.
No, it's RoboCop. It's because that's what we're talking about.
There's a Robocop. Yeah, Robocop. Yeah, so Robocop. 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 The Robocop. Yeah. Robocop. Yeah. The Robocop. Yeah. The Robocop. Yeah. Robocop.
Ben, you're a nerd. Why did they do that? Why did they do that Super Nintendo game? Like, why those two properties together? Were they both making like a sequel at the same time or something?
I mean, I just imagine it was just a thing people wanted to see because there was Freddy versus
It was a
Jason
moneymaker.
floating around, and there was Alien versus Predator floating around for that long, and then there was RoboCop. What would happen if RoboCop fought a Terminator? RoboCop would die because Terminators can
Easily
actually
die.
take bullets. He gets mangled by bullets.
Yeah, no, he would
If
lose.
one guy shoots at RoboCop, he's fine, but otherwise.
Yeah, if it wasn't for a set of stairs, like Ed 209 would have killed him.
That was so cute when he fell down the stairs and he rolled around. Yeah, why does he make weird noises like that when he got killed?
But like, and they're like screams. They're like,
He's a 100% robot that screams like a duck baby.
it's like the Simpsons robot. Like, why? Why was I programmed to feel pain? I love stop motion, but like that ruins it for it. Like the shitty, like they did all this special effects on Peter Weller going.
Peter Weller actually took like mime classes to learn how to do the robot or whatever, and he walked around Central Park in like football gear, like practicing for that role. And then like when they actually finally put the stuff on him, he couldn't do it. He couldn't move.
Do you think someone told him that as a joke and then they felt bad and they were like, we have to make this movie now? So I will say, like, the suit looks great. Like, and we've seen in that Japanese commercial what it could have looked like if they tried to make him like shiny chrome metal.
Yeah.
Let the hens fry the chicken.
Let the hen fry the chicken.
Everything looks great in this movie except for Ed 209.
My problem with those scenes is I love the stop animation when it's done well as well. But the problem with that wasn't so much of like their animation or like the movements. They didn't scale it properly. Like it looked super, like you could instantly tell that it was, a toy.
Yes. And it was just everything about it. I hate how he just gets out at the end and just like shoots it with the sniper rifle that never runs out of bullets. They're just like blowing up buildings. Like just what is that gun? Why would you need Robocop if you could make that gun? What is that gun? Oh, and by the way, the lady who plays his partner gives me a D-rection.